Христос воскресе!
Воистину воскресе!
Христос resuscitó! Christ is risen. It's a beautiful day. The sun is going to be out. It's going to be a beautiful, wonderful day. We might get a little bit of drizzle later, but that's okay. Because today is Mother's Day. And it's a wonderful day of celebration. And I thought how appropriate, how blessed, that the gospel lesson for Mother's Day was a story about faithful, courageous, strong women and dedicated women. I mean, think about it for just a minute. We all know the story. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Dad has just gone to sleep from a long day at work, or maybe he's just getting home from the restaurant. And across the house in another bedroom comes a cry. Someone is sick in the house. And Dad restfully goes to sleep. Because there's someone in the house who is dedicated and courageous and committed, gets out of bed and walks across the house to comfort a baby, or even a teenager who has just had a breakup with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It's the mother. I don't know how many fathers would get out of bed in the middle of the night. Most of us take our elbows and wake up our wives. He's crying. We'll see what he needs. And that's not because we're lazy as fathers. It's because as fathers, we don't always have the right words to share with our children. Because as fathers, we sometimes think that what we need is to say something. But mothers know better. Mothers get out of bed and they go across to the other bedroom and they just hold their little baby. They don't have to say anything. It doesn't matter if they have to wake up in an hour to go to work. They're dedicated to this work. This is the story of this morning's gospel. Only a woman could have that kind of courage. Only a woman can show that kind of commitment to her family and to God. So how wonderful it is today that we are honoring mothers, and all of you mothers and grandmothers. Because without you in our lives, we'd be in a much worse place. And I don't just mean our daily lives. I don't mean the me-me's from when we fell off the bike. I don't mean all. I mean life itself. Because you as mothers have held on to the faith. You have protected the faith. You have made sure that your children were in the church. You have made sure that your children knew Jesus Christ. And so we honor you today, just as we honor the myrrh-bearing women. You see, I mentioned this, I think it was last week. While the apostles were hiding for fear, it was the courageous women who went to the tomb. Almost like the apostles nudging the elbow. Come on, go take care of what you got to do. And it was the women who first heard the gospel of the resurrection of Christ. That takes courage. In a society where people were out to kill Christians, to eliminate this movement, it was the women who went before sunrise. Now, today, in 2011, before sunrise can be a dangerous time, especially around cemeteries. It's dark. You never know who's out roaming the streets. But the women didn't care. They had a responsibility to do. And they went and fulfilled that responsibility faithfully to God. That's what Mother's Day is all about. Faithful, dedicated women. And I personally want to thank all of you. Because without you as mothers, I wouldn't have a church for this pulpit. You have faithfully kept the passion and fervor of this church alive for over 50 years. You know, when it was just the men gathering, there was no church. It was the women, knowing that the church, that a relationship with Jesus Christ must be at the center of our life. That's when we finally got this church built. The men were busy in their jobs, taking care of their families. Work. But it was you mothers, especially those of you who were here 50 years ago. It was you all who had the courage, and your mothers